What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, you're talking sports with MG Johnson. Today, we have the National Basketball Association. Adam Silver's Professional Basketball League is almost here for the regular season.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
y'all know that, it's fun to do these kind of predictions and, these rankings before the season. So that's what we're going to be doing the next few days. We're still going to have football content, obviously, because we are in the middle of the season. But we got a lot of NBA stuff coming. So we're going to rank the point guards, shooting guards, small forward, power forward, center. You guys already know how that goes. So we're going to have 5 separate videos. And today, we're starting off with the point guards. But obviously, I'm not alone. We have a special guest today who we pretty often do NBA content with, so you can
Yes,
introduce
sir.
yourself, sir.
Hello, I am Corrupt, big Ravens fan and a huge Spurs fan, and in general basketball fan.
Mm-hmm.
Lately, me and MD have had some, debates about
Mm-hmm.
certain players in certain positions, and
Mm-hmm.
we've had, we're very passionate about the game. So I
Mm-hmm.
wait, cannot wait to get into this. Thank you for
Yes.
having me on once again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Listen, man, it's been a lot going on lately. I haven't posted, but listen, y'all know why I gotta come back with some fire. So, now, before we get into this, I'm gonna explain to you how this goes. We're gonna have a few honorable mentions. We're gonna go from number 10 to number 1. And we're just gonna go down our list for each position. So, I mean, the next 4 or 5 days, y'all should be enjoying this. So let's start off with the number 1 position. That is the point guard. Corrupt. You want to start off with your honorable mentions for your top 10 point guard
Okay,
list.
so my honorable mentions are Russell Westbrook and Ben Simmons. And
Mmm.
and that's very you see those two names up that's how you know a position's very good because
Mm-hmm.
those two being left out of the top 10, and MG might not agree with me. He might have both Russell Westbrook and Ben Simmons in his top 10.
Maybe. We'll see.
Maybe.
All
But
right.
I've seen Ben Simmons,
Mm-hmm.
and it's more than just talent. This is not just be like, okay, because if honestly if it was talent, Ben Simmons would probably be top 10. But
Mm-hmm.
it's up in here. In the
Mm-hmm.
playoffs, he hasn't shown up. He can't, and he time and time again, he hasn't shown improvements in things that he should improve in, like free throw shooting, like shooting in general.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it just if you watch the Hawk series, you know. Um, just man, Ben Simmons has the talent to be a top 10 point guard, but I think others on this list has proven more or has shown more to be like a leader and to be just in it when the game is online.
Yep.
And Russell Westbrook, of course, his game does not equal wins. His triple doubles it's a little bit stat padding. And Russell
Mm-hmm.
Westbrook, honestly, I think is kind of underrated, to be honest with you. Everybody hates on Russell Westbrook.
Mm-hmm.
And his efficiency is not the best, yada yada yada, but he still gets his 20 points, he still gets his 10 rebounds, he still gets his 10 assists. He is still a pretty good point guard. But every
But
time he's in the playoffs, it, like it was the Rockets versus the Lakers. They let Russ do his thing, and guess that
mm-hmm.
it worked. It worked. Russell Westbrook does not equate wins. Doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a shooting is not very good. He's a good slot. The defense is it's just compared to these other point guards, I'd rather have these guys because one, they're the number one option.
Mm-hmm.
Russell Westbrook isn't anymore, to be honest with you. He's
Mm-hmm.
getting older. And two, these guys are way younger and has shown to be,
Better.
in the playoffs pretty good.
All right. My
Besides one
honorable
person, but okay.
my my honorable mention are Drew Holiday and LaMelo Ball. Barely missed it. I think with Drew
Wow.
Holiday, he is a
Wow.
very great defender, but
Wow.
his offensive inconsistencies show. And LaMelo, honestly, you could argue that I can have him on this list, but I mean, right now, just you can argue you could see a little bit more for LaMelo,
Wow.
but I think with LaMelo, he's a great all around player, and it really sucked to keep him out of this list. But those are my 2 honorable mentions. But Drew Holiday, I think, is a for sure honorable mention for me because the offensive inconsistencies show up at times. The defense is always there, but the inconsistencies on offense. So now that we got that out the way, let's get into our actual list. Corrupt, we like to kick us off with number 10 for your point guard list.
This man should be higher, honestly. The more I think about it, the more I would put him higher. But the
Mm-hmm.
reason I don't is because one, recency bias,
Mm-hmm.
especially with number 9, and two, because best ability is availability.
Okay.
And I have Jamal Murray at number 10. Jamal Murray is
Ooh.
very good, very good. But he deserves to be number 10 in my opinion, but and maybe even higher. But like I said, he's been injured, and with a pretty serious injury too. And another thing is a lot of these point guards in the list, like I said, has made big plays in the playoffs,
Mm-hmm.
and most of them is the number one option on their team. Jamal Murray is. So
Okay.
that is why Jamal Murray is number 10 for me.
Now Jamal
Jamal
Murray
Murray is
actually
very good, and he could be higher. He honestly could be higher, but
Jamal Murray is another guy that I put in my honorable mentions. He actually isn't on my list. With the injury concerns, this year, and I was kind of confused of where to have him, so I just left them out. So, but at my number 10, I have Russell Westbrook. I mean, he is not the most skilled guy, but he is very athletic. He's a great slasher. He's a great rebounder, probably the best rebounder on this list as far as point guards. He might be the best rebounder. He can
yeah,
get assists. He can good playmaking, obviously, and he can still get his 20 points. Now, is the efficiency always the best? No, but he's gonna get 20 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists somehow, some way, and he does give a lot of effort on the defensive side, which you don't see from a lot of point guards. They kind of be lazy, take off, or let other defenders take their assignments on the team. But Russell Westbrook, he loves to take his assignment, and that's what I love about him. So he's number 10 on my list.
you know who's not lazy on defense and who's
Who?
number 9 for me? Drew Holiday.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
now I actually expected him to be on your list. To be completely honest,
Mhm.
I oh man, I just saw what happened in the finals,
Mhm.
and I have to put him on this list. I just have to. And yes, he is pretty inconsistent. He's pretty inconsistent offensively, but you can guarantee he's giving you 17 points a night, which is I still think really good.
Mhm.
He's a decent playmaker, but like I said, I think he's the best. He's the best defender on this list, in my
Yep.
opinion. For me, you might have Ben Simmons on your list, but for
Mhm.
me, on my top 10 list, Drew Holiday is the best defender, and he showed it. He showed it in the finals.
Okay.
Big plays by him, and so a game or two was because of his defense, locking up Devin Booker on certain plays.
Mhm.
So that's why I have Drew Holiday number 9.
At number 9, I have a great defensive player, second in defensive player of the year voting. I have Ben
Should
Simmons.
be number 1.
Even though the recency bias, yes, he did not perform in the playoffs, but I mean, he does do a lot of good things. He's probably the best defender I have that made the top 10 list. He can defend a lot of positions. He can defend a lot of different players. And also he is a good playmaker offensively, and does a good job at being a slasher and driving and finishing at the rim. I mean, if this guy just had a decent free throw and a decent jump shot, he'd probably be way higher on this list. But since he has a lot of inconsistencies at the free throw line and just he doesn't shoot the ball. He cannot be no higher than that number 9.
All right. So number 8 for me is somebody a little risky, but
Ooh,
Ja
risky.
Morant.
Ooh, okay.
Ja Morant. And I say this because okay. Watching this season,
Mhm.
coming back from that injury early on, and seeing him get his team to the playoffs, especially against a damn good, might I add, damn good. You'll see him on his list, Steph Curry and
Mhm.
Warriors team.
Mhm.
I just love what Ja Morant did. He's tough as nails on defense. He's a great playmaker, and bro, he elevates him and himself in the playoffs.
Mhm.
Dropping,
He showed
dropping
that.
40-point games against the Jazz, bro. Ja Morant is special, man. This is a little bit more of a potential type pick, honestly. If
Mhm.
I can't lie, but bro, Ja Morant is clearly the number one option on the team. He's the leader. He's a highlight to watch. Oh my God, his dunks are amazing.
Mhm.
That's why I have it number 8.
At number 8, you know what? That was such a bad take that I agree with you because I also have John Moran at number 8.
Yeah.
And I mean, you hit it on the nail right there. I mean, the guy, he can play aggressive defense, but not only that, he is an amazing leader. He's probably such a great leader for such a young age, changing the culture of the Memphis Grizzlies. It's just insane of what this guy can do. He's a highlight. He can drive and finish at the rim. His jump shot is slowly getting better, and he's a good facilitator. That's all the qualities you want in a point guard who's getting better at the free throw line, better with his 3-point shot. He can finish at the rim, and a point guard who's willing to play defense, like I explained with Russell Westbrook a few seconds ago. That's just all you want in a point guard. And he's only, what, 22, 20, 21? Like, it's just crazy, man. So at number 8, I have John Morant making the list.
So number 7, I
Mm-hmm.
have the man, the myth, the legend. What did the Fox say? Darren Fox.
De'Aaron Fox.
And man, this man is underrated. I tell
Right?
you. Now,
Exactly.
this man doesn't. The one thing that I hate is that this man can't. He can't show what he can do in the playoffs because he's on the Kings. He's on the Kings. Oh my gosh! But but bro, he puts up those stats. Good playmaker. He's 25 points on pretty good efficiency, and he is on the smaller side, but he's tough on defense.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely putting in that effort.
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty young too, and it's more of a stat thing, honestly, right? You just
Mm-hmm.
see him, you watch him play, you're like, okay, yeah. First off, he's the best player on the Kings by far,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
second off, he's doing it, putting up good stats on pretty good efficiency.
Yep.
So I have De'Aaron Fox at number 7.
At number 7, I mean, De'Aaron Fox, this just might be his lucky day because I also have him at 7. And the one thing that he's already an underrated player, but an underrated part about his skill set is that this man is literally so good at stealing the ball defensively. And then they don't call him Swiper the Fox for nothing because this guy has speed out of this world. I mean, he's like the Tyreek Hill of the NBA, how fast
Swiping,
this
no
guy.
swiping.
This guy, once he steals the ball in a fast break, it's no catching up to him. And then
Bro,
also
he's
too,
fast.
he's getting better. He's gotten so much better at his shooting ability since he's came into the league. He can finish at the rim as well, very aggressive, and he could pass the ball and facilitate. He leads the Kings to the best of his ability because we all can't lead the Kings, but if I honestly feel if he did not play for the Kings, if he played for a different team, he might be higher on this list just because of how good he is and how good he still can be. So that's my number 7 guy.
All right, number 6, and this was a toughie.
Hmm.
I think me and you were deciding on the same 2 players here. I got Trey
Oh,
Young at
okay.
number 6. So Trey Young could be higher in the future, but as of right now, these other 5 players have either one just been clearly better than him, or two has has just been in the
Done more.
finals.
Yep.
And Trey Young is pretty freaking good on offense. Pretty freaking good on offense.
Hmm.
Uh, I can see his stats going down a little bit because of the new rules being added to the NBA, where you can't do that little.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can't push into the guy. No, you can't talk.
yeah,
You can't chuck the shots. But
yeah.
dude, Trey Young impressed me. Impressed me in the playoffs. Me and you were both down on him. Both
Hmm.
down on him. We both were like, oh, the Knicks got that series. But
Hmm.
no, Darren Fox. No, Trey Young. Trey Young beat the Knicks. Beat the
Yep.
Sixers. And kept it close with the Bucks.
Yeah.
Trey Young impressed me a lot. He's a great playmaker, and he's
Hmm.
proven to me that he can be pretty efficient with his shooting. Trey
Okay.
Young is a pretty good leader too. I still, you know, dislike his play style, but hey, Trey Young proved me wrong. So he's number 6. But that's the difference between these other guys, right?
Hmm.
First off, he's the number 1 guy on Lecter Holiday. He's the
Oh,
he's the
100.
actual number 1 guy, and
Hmm.
2, he's led his team deep into the playoffs in his first playoff run, by the way, too.
Hmm.
So Trey Young's number 6 for me.
At number 6, I mean, are you copying? Because I also have Trey Young. Listen, man, Trey Young, if you want to run a lob city offense, he is the perfect guy for that because the way he lobbed the ball to Clint Cavella and got him involved this offseason was amazing. Also, too, in the playoffs, this guy showed he can elevate his game. He defeated the Sixers. He defeated the Knicks, 2 upsets for them. And then, if he didn't get injured, you could argue that they give the Bucks more of a tough series than what they already did.
Yeah, I was
So
injured too, but
the Bucks were injured as well that series, but it's just a lot of things with Trey Young. But also his floater, his ability to have that floater, the way he can attack the big man with the floater, because you can't block that shot. For some reason, the big man just cannot block that. I know Joel Embiid is he has nightmares about that floater because he can't block it. He can block everything else, but he can't block that floater. And then the way that Trey Young can shoot the ball, I mean, the only people that can shoot from farther than him is Damian Lillard and Steph Curry. Other than that, Trey Young, he can shoot from anywhere on the court. And my biggest problem with him, which is it just sucks, his defense is non-existent. I'm just sorry. His defense is
true,
not.
true.
Listen. Trey Young on the NBA level, listen. If he played me 1-on-1, maybe his defense will look good because I'm not an NBA player. But what we've seen from him in the NBA, bro, his defense ain't good. But I
I don't know,
think
bro.
he
We're
could
spending a
move.
couple points on him. I'm just saying.
He could move higher. He's more than he's one of the more younger guys on this list. But the reason why I have him at 6, a lot of people have him at 5 or 4, is because the people I have ahead of him have either done more this past season or have done more in the playoffs or have even done more in the finals. But Trey Young, great offensive player, but man, that defense is just Jesus Christ, man. But that's my
All right,
number
so
6.
number 5, somebody that you brought up this point,
Mm-hmm.
going to the finals,
Mm-hmm.
Chris Paul. Now,
Yes.
Chris Paul, and then with your head nod, I think you're copying me a little bit more, but Chris Paul, number 5. Chris Paul, man, if he was New Orleans, Chris Paul, whew, but whew, on that Suns team, time and time again, and me too. I've done this too. Chris Paul goes to a new team like the OKC Thunder or the Suns, and
Mm-hmm.
we don't really look at that much. We
Mm-hmm.
with the OKC Thunder, we don't. Some of us even think they make the playoffs that year.
Mm-hmm.
Fifth seed. This year, I had my doubts. You didn't, obviously, Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Suns fan, but
Oh, okay, buddy.
but he made the finals. Made the freaking
Mm-hmm.
finals, and that was more impressive than Trey Young. Honestly, I can't lie.
Mm-hmm.
He's better on defense than Trey Young. That's why he's higher than him.
Yeah.
And giving you a nice 20 points per game with being a good playmaker.
Yes.
Why he's at only number 5 though? The other guys are either he's not his peak anymore. Chris Paul's not his peak anymore. Well, the other guys are in their peak or are just so much better that
Right.
like man, Chris Paul. I do have to give you credit though. You every team you're on, you make it instantly better. Good shit. That's why you're number 5. That's why you're a top 5 point guard in the league to me.
Yep. At number 5, I also have Chris Paul. And the one thing I love about Chris Paul, you just brought it up, is because every team he goes to, he gets better. He got drafted by New Orleans. He instantly made them better. They were competing. They were trying to fight for every game. He went to the OKC Thunder. He made them better. He went to the Phoenix Suns, made them finals team. And now contending for the Western Conference again, like we expect this year, or at least some of us. It didn't work out with the Rockets, but let's be real. Not a lot of people. James Harden didn't even work out with the Rockets. So, but other than the Rockets, even with the Clippers, he went there. He helped develop Blake Griffin. He controlled and was the leading guy of the Lob City offense. It's just amazing what he can do. The way that he elevated DeAndre Ayton, the way that he helped Devin Booker, it made Devin Booker a better playmaker himself, and he'll be on the next list. It's just insane how he makes guys better around him. He has a really good mid-range shot, can shoot the 3 ball at a pretty good level. Not the best finisher, but he can definitely drive and finish in the rim. And I just love what he can do offensively. He's a little bit shorter, but he still can sometimes get it done defensively, at least better than some guys on this list. So he is number
Sure.
5.
Yeah. All right. Number 4 for me, Kyrie Irving. This man, ooh, and that's hard because some people debate Damian Lillard or Kyrie Irving. The reason why I have Kyrie Irving on this list is because, to me, he has not shown to be a better. I mean, he's at number 4 because to me, he has not shown to be better than Damian Lillard at being the number 1 option. He's always either the second or third a NBA contender.
Mhm.
For example, Cleveland Cavaliers, and then right now the Nets with the Boston Celtics wasn't really pretty.
Yeah.
Now, why is he 4? He had one of the best plays ever in finals history. That's why he's number 4. He's also damn good. Oh my gosh, people, he is one of the most fun players to watch.
Oh yeah.
His handles are amazing. I cannot
Yes.
stress that enough. His handles are amazing. Kyrie Irving is really good. Now,
Mhm.
like I said, these other 3 guys, I have them higher than Kyrie Irving because he, like I said before, these are the guys, number 1 options on teams that have either 1, gone deep in the playoffs, or 2, I just think are more talented.
Mhm.
Kyrie Irving's very good, though. Very freaking good.
Mhm.
Um, yes, there's been problems with him, the vaccination type of stuff. He might even play. He might even play again,
Mhm.
honestly. Um, but dude, Kyrie Irving's a talent, bro. He's
Yeah.
definitely. If it's not Luca, he's definitely number 1. He's definitely number 1 or 2,
As far
talented
as
wise on
talent
his list.
wise,
Yep.
at number 4, I mean, he's copying me, so y'all can already say it. It's
What you
Kyrie
mean?
Irving. Listen,
You
man,
mean?
Kyrie Irving, the guy is literally like he's a movie, bro. When you watch
He's a
him,
movie.
the way that he just plays on the court with his handles, his ability to create difficult shots, make difficult shots is just insane. I mean, I think he has the best handles in the NBA right now. Definitely the best handles
LeBron.
in this list, man. The way he can
Better than
just,
Iverson?
nah, that's the debate because you know how I feel about Iverson, but but yeah, man. But Kyrie Irving with his handles, his shot making ability is just great. But you did make up a good point, and I didn't even think about this about how he hasn't been, as far as him being a number 1 option, it hasn't been as successful as some of these other guys. When you look at the Celtics, it's the reason why he's not there anymore. Um, as the number 1
Oh,
option. And then the Cavaliers, LeBron James was the option, and then he had James Harden and Kevin Durant here in Brooklyn. So it's like he's never showed to like be in a great number 1 option for multiple years like some of these other guys. So that's why I have him at number 10.
I mean,
I'm sorry, number 4. Number
number you said number 10. See, the reason why another thing I want to point out is that
You gotta
it,
be
it just
quiet.
it kind of messes with me sometimes that Boston Celtics team, when he was injured, went all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals and did pretty good against LeBron. Wait, was that
Hmm.
with him? Or was that the year before? No, 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 no,
No,
no.
no, no, that was
I'm pretty sure that was with him, right? No, I'm tripping. My bad. I'm tripping. I think
yeah.
I'm tripping.
Hmm.
Was it? Yeah, I'm tripping. But still, the Celtics looked better and gelled better when Kyrie Irving was not on the floor with them. I
Right.
mean, I don't know. I don't know. Right? Maybe he can get it done. Maybe just not that specific team. I mean, right?
Hmm.
Look at right now. It's not looking. It's not working out in the coach wise, locker room wise for the Celtics. So maybe it's just the Celtics.
Hmm.
I don't know. I do have to question that. I have to do that question that. But he's just so talented, and like I said, he is a winner. He is a winner as a second option. But yeah, he's number 4 on my list. Now, number 3, Damian Lillard, Dame Dollar.
Mm.
Now, some people are asking, why is he not number 2? One, I think the guy ahead of him is just more talented, just way more talented,
Hmm.
honestly, way more talented. Number 2, it's because, man, man. Yes, he's done amazing these past 2 playoffs. In the bubble, guys team to the 8th seed, and this playoffs literally just took over. Before that, I do question his ability to be consistent in the playoffs. One series, 2019 Western Conference Finals run, where they went to the Western Conference Finals against
Hmm.
the Warriors. He was very good against the Thunder, very, very good. But then the
Hmm.
next series, CJ McCollum kind of took over. And then against
Hmm.
the Warriors, I think it was against the Nuggets. I think it was against the Nuggets, but they
It
still won
was
that
the.
series.
Hmm.
CJ McCollum kind of took over, yada yada yada, right? And also there's that entire thing of he can't get it done, and
Hmm.
he has a pretty good team around him too. Nurkic, um, CJ McCollum, like I said, he
McCollum.
had a pretty Mellow too. I know Mellow, he's not as good as he was, but he's still pretty good. Pretty good stretch wing. Holy crap! I
Hmm.
suck at that. And I don't know, it's just Man, Damian Lillard is talented, talented, but
100%.
I question his ability to win. I do. I do. Honestly, it's kind of weird to me how Luca has like Luca's doing kind of the same thing, like carrying his team with less talent.
Hmm.
That's why Damian Lillard is number three to me, and Luca Doncic just has more talent. But we'll get into that too.
All right, I swear he copied off of me. Number three, I have Damian Lillard. Listen, when you talk
Literally
about
eight down.
Damian Lillard, bruh, I think you can question him winning, but I think over the last 2 or 3 years, he's shown that he can elevate himself in the playoffs. It started with the shot over OKC, and then obviously the Warriors series wasn't the best for him there. But when you look at it, man, look at this past playoffs. I mean, against the Denver Nuggets, he had like a 50 point game, and then they lost. So
He
it's
averaged.
like
I'm pretty sure he averaged like 35. Like
35 a
honestly, I think he
game in
averaged
the
35.
series, and
I
they
don't think there was a
still
single game he
lost.
went in 20s. I don't think so.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
like
Crazy.
Austin Rivers this playoffs was praying for him to miss. He was like, you literally see Austin Rivers like, please, can he miss? Like Damian Lillard's a special talent. He can shoot it from half court if he really wanted
Everywhere.
to.
Everywhere. Logo
The
Lillard. Fucking.
Logo Lillard, right? They call him Logo Lillard for a reason. I mean, he's becoming a better playmaker. He's a good leader. His team follows him as they lead, and the thing about Damian Lillard is, I mean, a little bit of defensive inconsistencies, and for some reason, it just hasn't worked as far as going to the championship and getting a championship with Portland. I don't know if it's because of him. I don't know if it's because of team chemistry. But every time you'll have one big playoff series, and then after that, it's like the whole Trailblazers team just crumbles. They disappoint. I mean, look at the bubble.
Yeah.
They were so good, and then once they played the Lakers, it was like crumble. And I
It is.
know,
It
I
was
believe he
like.
he got injured. He got injured that series as well a little bit. But look at against the Houston series where he was younger. He hit the game winning shot. The series later, they lost. The team just crumbled. I don't know why. Every time Damian Lillard has a big series, the next round, the whole team just crumbles. And that is a question. I don't know if it's his fault. I don't know if it's coaching or the team around him. But that is a question. Why, after he has such an amazing playoff series, the team crumbles right after? Why can't they pick up off of that momentum? Why can't he pick up that momentum? But other than that, everything else about Damian Lillard is just great. He's a great offensive player, and he's okay on defense, and he definitely is one of the best point guards in the NBA.
I hated on him a little bit. But to give him some positive, right? And the
Hmm.
one number one thing I do like from Lillard is that he is so loyal, man. He is so loyal. I love that. I love that. And I mean, if he gets it done with if they pull on Trailblazers, you know it's real. You know
Yeah,
it's real. You
yeah.
know it's freaking real, bro. Like just like with Giannis, you know it's freaking real.
Hmm.
Lillard, I bash on him a little bit, right? But he's
Hmm.
still an amazing 3-point shooter.
Yep.
Underrated finisher, honestly. He got the
Right.
moves. He got those
Yeah.
moves. He
He can
Lillard's
dunk
really good.
too.
He can dunk. And bro, I remember a play when he just threw on somebody. Oh my gosh, it was awesome. Damien Lillard is one of the most entertaining players to watch. To me
Yep.
personally, he's one of the most entertaining players to watch. Um, does got that mentality, loyal. I do love Lillard a lot.
Hmm.
But like MG said, I question what he can do in the playoffs. I question why his team crumbles after a one good series or two.
Hmm.
They seem to never get it done. Is that on Lillard? Is that on the team? Is that what's going on? That's the biggest thing, right? So
Yeah, 100%.
number two is the man Luca Doncic. Now he has not the experience like some of these other guys, like Chris
Hmm.
Paul,
Yep.
like a Drew Holiday. Even he hasn't made the finals. He hasn't done any of these kind of stuff, right?
Hmm.
But Luca, oh my God! If there was a one, he puts up absurd stats. He averages almost a triple double,
Hmm.
and dang near 30 points a freaking game. Luka Doncic is carrying that team too. Can I mention that out of everybody on this list besides Darren Fox, he probably has the worst team. He
Hmm.
probably has the worst team. And he gets them to the playoffs. He was the fifth seed this year with
Hmm.
with that team, and I mean, yeah, it wasn't a horrible team around him, but golly,
It
compared to the
wasn't as
others,
good as everyone else. Yeah.
it wasn't as good as everybody else. Luca is carrying this team.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh, and offensively, playmaking is great. Oh my God, and you better be careful when he shoots the ball, because holy crap. As a Spurs fan, I've watched every single game he's faced us. He just seems to get it done for some freaking reason. Now, there's a couple questions,
She
right?
said no.
You know, one,
Hmm.
why is he not the number one spot? Is because the guy above him has won multiple championships, and two, it's because free throw shooting and defense is very questionable.
Hmm.
In fact, if you look at the stats, this year he had a worse free throw percentage than Giannis in the playoffs. but but watching this dude, it's with the eye test, him
Hmm.
carrying his team, I have to put him at number two, point guard wise. And it's crazy because he's this high up for me. And he's very young. Very young. This
Yep.
guy can easily be number one. And I think he will be number one. But
Not now.
not now. Not yet. Luca Doncic, though, number two. Ooh, he's very good. Very freaking good.
I swear he's copying me because I have Luca also at number two. And when you look at Luca, I mean the guy's just an amazing NBA player. I mean the guy he can do it all. He can rebound the basketball. He his playmaking ability is very good. I honestly think sometimes he can average more assists than he does. Because sometimes he might hold on
If
to
the
the
players make
ball.
shots.
Sometimes he does take a lot of shots, but I feel like sometimes Luca could average more assists than what he actually does. That's how good of a playmaker he can be. He can shoot the ball from the three, has a great mid-range shot, and his skills, man. His ball handling skills are very underrated. I don't think they're on Kyrie Irving's level, but he has really good ball handling skills. The step back is really good that he uses as well. That
Crazy.
step back is just. I mean, other than James Harden and that
Looks
Jason
so
Tatum's,
weird too.
yeah, so it's like slow, but it just so it works. But I mean, other than James Harden and like that Jason Tatum sidestep, that step back from Luca might be one of the best moves in the NBA. It's just so effective. He creates space, and I just love the way he plays. But at number one, I mean, we'll get into that in a second. It's just the guy in front of him is just I think we all can agree. So let's go to number one.
Number one is Steph Curry. And
Mhm.
honestly, I can just end it like there. I just be like, it's Steph Curry.
Mhm.
Because this man, everybody knows who he is. Even people who don't watch basketball knew who Steph Curry is. Guess what they're shooting besides Kobe? Guess what they're shooting if they're shooting something in the trash bin?
Shut the
It's
door.
gonna be Curry. Besides Kobe. Now,
All right.
this man, why
All
is he
right. Be
number one
quiet.
exactly? He's the best shooter of all NBA history, of all
Mhm.
time. The best shooter ever. Ever.
Mhm.
This man is arguably the best point guard ever.
Be quiet.
He has led the Warriors to three championships. Now, yes, KD is a better player, in my opinion, but
Yes.
Steph Curry was still the heart and soul of that team, still is the heart and soul of that team. The
Mhm.
shots he makes is ridiculous. Every
Mhm.
time you watch him, he impresses me. It's like something I never. The one game I see this, right? I'm like, wow, what can he do to top that? And then the next game he tops it. That's Steph
Mhm.
Curry to you. That's Chef Curry to you. Steph
Mhm.
Curry is also an unlike some of these other guys, he's an amazing free throw shooter. In fact, I think he's statistically the best free throw shooter.
Mhm.
Steph Curry, he's number one. Three championships, should have a Finals MVP, and an anonymous MVP. Steph Curry is number one.
I agree. I mean, he's a two-time NBA MVP, three-time NBA champion. I mean, what else do I need to say? The guy he's just amazing. His shooting, I mean, do I even have to explain it? He's not only the best shooter in the league, he's the best shooter in NBA history. So that's to go and explain. He's also one of the greatest free throw shooters in NBA history. Obviously, he can shoot from the mid range. I mean, he can shoot from anywhere. He can probably
Anywhere, he's the best shooter.
he can shoot the ball from my house to the court at San Francisco at their own arena. I mean, the guy's just that. And how he impresses me is that no matter how tight you're guarding him, his accuracy, how does he get the ball to hit all net every single time? How is he that accurate? How does he get the ball in the net the same way? You could double team him. He'll throw the ball up and it just goes in. The way that his shooting touch is, he knows how to just shoot the ball perfectly. Like he just knows. He knows how to jump and let the ball release just at the exact perfect time. It's just unexplainable. And the way his ball handling is, he can also drive to the rim. He has a good layup package. I mean, the way he goes up and under
Ooh,
the rim sometimes. I mean,
he's the smoothest player I've seen
yeah,
in
he's such
finishing.
a smooth player.
Smooth.
Yeah, him and Kyrie Irving are the only guys who can do stuff like that when you talk about finishing with the layups
Lillard.
that they do, and Damian Lillard too. But man, and then the leader that he has become is just insane. Last year, this past season, coming off of an MVP year, he was the third in MVP voting, and his team was a playing team. They were a
Yeah,
playing team,
bro.
and he was third in MVP voting. That's how great Steph Curry is. So
Half the
that's how
time
he's
Curry's
gonna
having
go.
fun, bro.
Yeah, he's
Half
just
the time he's having
shooting the
fun. He's
ball.
smiling.
Yeah,
It's so stupid, bro. Definitely one of my favorite players to watch. Definitely. Ever. Honestly. Ever.
yes, yes. But that was our top 10 point guards list. Very, very fun. But this is not it. We got four more positions that we have to do. So listen, if you guys want to check out the rest of our list, make sure you turn on the notifications. For all you NFL fans, we still have NFL stuff coming out in the next few days as well. So, man, we just got a lot of things going on. So if y'all like NBA, NFL, or whatever, make sure you guys um just keep watching, turn on notifications so that way you don't miss our other rankings and corrupts. Any last words?
You better watch out for the shooting guard video. I'm telling you. It's gonna be a
Mm,
good one.
I
But
think that's
my
something
last
that needs to be
words
said.
gonna be ooh, point guards are an amazing position. So many players, honestly, are up and coming, like LaMelo Ball, DeJounte Murray. Uh,
Hmm.
so many nice young point guards in the NBA that,
Hmm.
man, one of these days, I think point guard maybe the most stacked position, besides maybe shooting guard. Very close.
Yeah, it's
But man, it's like almost like every single team has a nice point guard, at
yep.
least a nice
Mm,
young potential point guard. Point guard is amazing.
hmm.
Ooh, man, man, NBA. I can't wait for this NBA season. Let's get it. Let's get going.
Yep.
Let's get going.
All right. Appreciate you all for watching. Be sure to look out for our next rankings video. Until next time, we are out. Bye bye.